What's going on, guys? Perez here, back a brand new video, and today we'll be reviewing the fourth and final day of testing from Jerez for the F1 2015 season. So then, Kimi Räikkönen in the Ferrari was fastest after being second yesterday, and his teammate Sebastian Vettel fastest on day 1 and day 2. It's been a pretty much clean sweep for the Ferrari team, with first, second and first on the timesheets looking very good for the season. Of course, you can't read too much into testing times, although, you know, in terms of reliability, Ferrari might just have the most reliable car. Certainly judging by these 4 days of testing, you know, they've had no issues or any problems, as with Sauber as well. So looking pretty good for Ferrari. Kimi Räikkönen with a 1:20.8, that's the fastest time we've seen so far from the Jerez test, just beating Sebastian Vettel's time from day 2. But of course, Räikkönen was on the medium tyres today. Sorry, he was on the soft tyres today, and Vettel was on the medium tyres on day 2. So possibly Vettel's time was probably the fastest really overall. Had he been on the soft tyres, Vettel might have gone a lot quicker. But in second today then was Marcus Ericsson with 1:22.0, completing 112 laps. Another really good stint from the Sauber car. We saw Felipe Nasr, running many laps up, and of course taking the fastest lap yesterday. And that was basically just a continuation of Felipe's work today from Marcus Ericsson. Really good performance from Ericsson and Nasr at these tests, just doing everything right. Nasr, I think, spun yesterday, but there hasn't really been too much mistakes. I think they've got all the running they probably really wanted to Sauber, and they'll go into the next Barcelona test with a good feel. I think certainly looking a lot better than they were at 2014 season. Although it is only testing, I think they're in good shape. Of course, they've got ahead of the likes of Force India, Lotus, Red Bull, McLaren. They've got more running than all of them, so certainly in good stead for the the season ahead. In third place was Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, 1.3 seconds off Kimi Räikkönen's time. He managed to do 117 laps, still not as many as Nico Rosberg's managed before. Rosberg managing to do 157 and 150, I believe, on his 2 days. So Hamilton, just a bit like last year, didn't manage to get the amount of running that Rosberg did. You will see a few pictures where I believe Hamilton did spin in the chicane, possibly just down to having a new car, maybe just pushed a bit too hard. Maybe there was a problem, but it sounds like it was just kind of driver error. So bit of a mistake there from Lewis Hamilton. Quite rare when we do see mistakes. They're usually pretty big and quite eventful, like the Austria one. You see, he doesn't. I can't even think of any others, because Hamilton doesn't usually make mistakes, unless of course the year is 2011. But let's move on to fourth place then, and that was Max Verstappen in the Toro Rosso Renault. He managed to do 97 laps, so just shy of the 100 mark. Of course, Carlos Sainz Jr. yesterday putting in loads and loads of laps, and just like Sauber, it was a bit of a continuation for Toro Rosso. A pretty good day. Been really impressed with both of the rookies. They both seem to have it right on the edge. The Toro Rosso doesn't seem to be the best car to handle from what I've seen from the footage I've seen from each of the cars. But another interesting day for Toro Rosso, and it's definitely been a really good test for them. They've had a lot better test than their parent team Red Bull. In fifth was Felipe Massa in the Williams, doing their kind of usual job, not really setting headline times and not really setting the amount of laps for their rivals such as Ferrari and Mercedes are, but they are comfortably ahead of Red Bull and McLaren in terms of laps. 73 laps is certainly not a bad effort from Felipe Massa. In the Williams, Romain Grosjean overcame, actually at the end of the day I believe they had to finish early, so that's why Grosjean only managed 53 laps in the car. Of course, his first time driving the Lotus E23, so Maldonado getting a lot more running in than Grosjean. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw possibly at the Barcelona test 2 days to Grosjean, maybe 1 day to Maldonado and 1 day to the test driver Jolyon Palmer. We'll have to see. Hopefully we see a few different people, different drivers in the cars for the Barcelona tests. Danny Kvyat was 7th in the Red Bull. Another troublesome day for the Red Bull. They had to overcome, was it an earth failure, I think, early on? A problem early in the day that forced Danny Kvyat to actually stop on track in the morning. But still 64 laps in the afternoon. Again, it's just not that good from Red Bull. It's better than last year, I suppose, but Jerez is a bit of a bogey track for them. They'll just be excited, I think, to get out basically and move on to the two Barcelona tests. And finally, in 8th once again was Jenson Button in the McLaren Honda. Just 35 laps, of course, more than what the 32 did yesterday, I believe. So another pretty average day for McLaren. It's getting better, but still, not really where they want to be. They set the fastest lap of the test with a 1:27.6, 6.8 seconds off Kimi Räikkönen in the Ferrari. But Yeah, not the best days for McLaren and Red Bull again. A pretty poor day for Lotus. Pretty average day for Williams, decent day for Toro Rosso, and great days for Sauber and Ferrari once again. You know, just a great day for Mercedes, to be honest. Although they are making mistakes, of course. You know, Lewis Hamilton made a mistake today. He had a problem, of course, when he drove the car on day 2. Rosberg had a problem yesterday in day 3. I don't think it's too much to worry about from the Mercedes, and I probably won't make a review of the whole test. I think just my basic kind of final thoughts, just in these last minute, is Ferrari looking really, really reliable. Mercedes looking really, really reliable and probably fast, to be honest. It seems like they're holding something back. In terms of pace, it's pretty much impossible to tell, to be honest. McLaren is slowly improving. Red Bull have had a bit of trouble in this test. They'll just be kind of happy to move on. Lotus, of course, just got here a bit late. Toro Rosso look pretty good. I'd say Sauber probably look in better shape than Toro Rosso at the moment, but of course it's just so hard to tell, to be honest. I feel like it's going to be a really unpredictable year with a lot of surprises. I think it's going to be, you know, it's going to seem predictable, but you could just say it's going to turn out, you know, very similar to last year. But I think there are going to be quite a few surprises in store for the F1 2015 season. So then be sure to subscribe then, because I'll be doing previews and reviews of hopefully every round from the F1 2015 season, and I'll definitely be previewing the next tests, of course, which are in Barcelona. Definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll be seeing a bit more presentable lap times, of course, but we can actually compare to the 2014 times they set, of course, in the Spanish Grand Prix this year. Anyway, I'm Sutil Racing, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.